What a g'day and welcome back. In this session, we'll cover those foods that are off limits for now until you've achieved your goal. So let's get cracking. Firstly, we've got starchy tuber vegetables. So while you're in weight loss mode, you need to avoid tubers such as potatoes, yams, and sweet potatoes. And I know for many of us that these have been a staple. However, due to their high GI response, you need to avoid them for now. Secondly, grains. Now, while grains are touted as a healthy staple food, we're really not well adapted to ingesting them as they produce a high insulin response, as we've covered earlier. And excessive grain diets lead to difficulty in burning stored fat and long-term health problems. They also offer minimal nutritional value compared to the foods that we'll cover as available for you to eat on this program. Third, you have processed carbs and sugars. All processed carbohydrates, including sugars and products derived from grains such as bread, corn, cereal, pasta, rice and wheat, etc., are strictly off limits due to their effect on insulin levels. Fourthly, legumes, for example, alfalfas, beans, chickpeas, lentils, peas, soybeans, etc., often considered as veggies, which they aren't. While they're a good source of protein, fiber, potassium, and antioxidants, they also stimulate a high insulin response. Fifth, we've got processed foods. Anything with chemical additives or that has been greatly altered from its natural state, enough said. 6, artificial sweeteners. Avoid all artificial sweeteners. You don't need to go far to discover the many reasons why they should be totally eliminated from your diet, including being considered carcinogenic and neurotoxic. They're bad news. If you need a sweetener, you can safely use natural ones such as stevia. Diets high in carbohydrates make your body reliant on glucose as the primary fuel source. And what isn't used right away is stored in adipose tissue as fat, which causes energy level fluctuations and weight gain. So you might be thinking, yes, but what about all these athletes who have really high carb diets? They're not fat, and that's a good point. But that's because of the high intensity of energy burning activity that they have within their given sport or field. They're using the carbohydrates as immediate energy and therefore not giving the body opportunity to store, as the glucose is used right away. Most of us, however, aren't elite athletes, and therefore we don't use all the glucose all the time, and then it gets sent to fat storage. Let's have a look at what happens in your body when we have a high carb diet. So let's use an example. Let's say that you have a big bowl of pasta. So your pancreas produces an insulin response, raising your blood sugar and allows glucose to be used for energy. Small amounts of the unused glucose is then stored in the muscles and liver as glycogen for later use. Any additional glucose that hasn't been used is then converted to fat. So I hope that I've explained that simply enough and that you are now clear on what not to have or limit as much as you can. Next up, we'll cover exactly what is ketosis. So head over there now and I'll see you there.